Hi, this is Elliott Martin,
And I'm Becky Hatfield.
and we're coming to you from opposite ends of the country today to talk about Medicare
We're asking,
and answering all your questions related to Medicare so that way you can make an informed decision. This is the Medicare Navigators Podcast.
we sometimes will get questions on our YouTube channel from people. And so there's just a few that I wanted to ask you about today from folks on the internet that are wondering about things related to Medicare. So the first question that I saw that I wanted to ask you about was someone who said, "Hi, if I'm still working, can I get original Medicare and add a supplement? I have one dependent under 65. Thank you."
You can, it wouldn't make sense to do both an employer group plan as well as Medicare A and B plus a supplement and a prescription plan. You'd be overinsured. And I think that the prescription portion on Medicare might even automatically disenroll you from your employer group plan. So it doesn't make sense to have both. You can choose if you want to completely switch over to Medicare at 65. You can't be forced by your employer to do that. But if you voluntarily want to opt into the Medicare system, you can. You don't have to stay with your employer group plan. But the individual here, it sounds like they said that they've got a spouse under 65. So what do? Right? That's the kicker here is, okay, yeah, maybe a better deal for you. And it might make sense for you to switch to Medicare. But what about your spouse? What is your spouse going to do? Are they going to have to pay full price for insurance until they turn 65? I mean, that could be $600, $700, $800 a month. You have to factor in what is the spouse going to do? Okay, what is the price going to be if your spouse needs to get their own insurance because they're still not 65? So yes, you can switch to Medicare, but the spouse is definitely a big factor into what makes most sense to do.
Is it fair to say that this would be a situation where it would be great to talk to an agent?
Absolutely. Weigh the pros and cons, look at the premiums, find out more about your employer and their plan. Definitely more to the story here that I'm not privy to that would definitely factor in. So it's good to talk to somebody who knows what to look for and kind of how to think about this situation.
Yeah, everyone's situation is different.
Yes,
There's not like one pat answer for everyone.
that's correct.
So this was just a random comment from someone that I don't know where they got their information from, but they said Medicare was supposed to be free medical coverage for seniors. How much do seniors have to pay a month for Medicare, and why does the cost increase every year? So I just would love to hear your thoughts on that comment.
Yes. So unfortunately, if you had this belief that Medicare was going to be free, it's just not true. And it never has been, it really never has been true. Part A of Medicare, if you've paid into the Medicare system for 40 credits or 40 quarters, yes, Part A, the hospital coverage will be zero monthly premium. It's premium free. But the other portion that you need to be able to go see your doctors is Part B as in Bravo. And there is a monthly premium. The base is $174.70 a month this year for most individuals. It is means tested. You can thank Congress for that. They're going to look at your income. Higher income earners here in the United States, you pay more for Part B than the 175, and that's per person. So if we're talking about spouses, higher income spouses, you could be paying almost $600 a month per person just for Part B. And then on top of that, if you want to add on a supplement in a prescription drug plan, that's going to be an extra premium. Or you could join a Medicare Advantage, might have minimal or no premium on that side. But it's a myth. Medicare has a premium. Medicare is not free. You pay taxes. When you start using it, you got to pay a premium. And then you still have out of pocket that you've got to take care of as well. So there's not really anything free. I mean, if you are low income, you might be able to qualify for some other programs like extra help, be on the prescription side, or maybe you can get your Part B premiums paid for. But you've got to qualify and contact Social Security and qualify based on low income for some of those extra programs. There is a different program called Medi-Cal or Medicaid throughout the rest of the country that is premium free insurance. It's 100% covered insurance, but that is also you qualify based on low income. So regardless of age, you can qualify for that. You don't have to be 65. Individuals are going to qualify for Medicare based on the fact that they're 65 years of age or older.
Okay.
Yep.
So, and to answer his question about how much do seniors have to pay a month, it just depends, right? On what plan they have. Did they go Medicare Advantage? Did they get a supplement?
At a minimum, the standard's $174.70 a month.
Yeah. And to answer his question about why does it keep going up, I mean, is it fair to say inflation?
Why does the cost at the movie theater go up? Why do
Yeah.
cars go up? Why is everything going up? Well, inflation. That's our hidden tax that we have to factor in. I mean, everything goes up in price, and Medicare, the price of healthcare, and to pay providers and medical systems and facilities. And there's a cost associated to it, and that money's got to come somewhere. It's going up for everything these days.
Totally. It's sad but true. It's happening. So the great thing though about original Medicare, and I know this is not the case with Medicare Advantage because Medicare Advantage is usually network based. You have to go see doctors in network, which is like what a lot of us have right now that are working and all of that. We have a network. But Medicare, like, for example, the other day I was like, I need to go to a foot doctor because I have this pain in my foot. And so I called this foot doctor and they're like, oh, sorry, we don't take your insurance. But if I were on Medicare, I literally could call a random podiatrist and they would probably take me, right?
Yeah, probably with good likelihood that they would accept Medicare. Medicare, the traditional original Medicare benefits are widely accepted throughout the country. Probably 99% of hospitals accept Medicare. I think the stat I've seen is 93, 94% of doctors throughout the country accept Medicare. Certain specialties, chiropractors, psychologists, may be more of a 50-50 shot, but vast majority of other doctors throughout the country are going to accept Medicare, and you don't need a referral. You don't need permission from an insurance company or a medical group to seek out other doctors. If you want to go seek out a podiatrist, Becky, if you want to fly out here and see a podiatrist here in Southern California and you've got Medicare, you could do it. You can take across the country in all 50 states. It goes totally transportable, and it does give folks very good access.
That's so cool. I feel like my whole like grown up working life, that's always been the rub is like, okay, I need to go to this specialist. Oh, but wait, are they in my network?
Yeah.
And I need a referral, but to just be able to pick up the phone and be like, hey, I would like to make an appointment for this person because I hear they're the best and they'll probably take you. That's pretty awesome.
Yep. Yeah. The Medicare system, it's been working as designed, and of course, like we've already talked about the prescription side. Yeah, there's room for improvement there. But the traditional benefits, A and B, the hospital and the medical benefit, when you add on a supplement, it is very good coverage, very good access, very good coverage. If you pick up the right Medicare supplement, you can pretty much eliminate all your out-of-pocket expenses. So
man. And I mean, when you look at it historically too, like the prescription drug coverage is relatively new compared to A and B, which has been around since the 60s.
Right.
So it kind of makes sense that they're still ironing out a lot of the kinks.
I think it took effect in 2006, Part D.
And things just move so slowly when it comes to policy and government and all of that.
Like the cruise ship, right? Takes
a while to turn the ship around. Yes. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of the Medicare Navigators podcast. We have a weekly Medicare 101 webinar that we would love to have you join us on. Go to our website at www.martinmedicare.com to reserve your spot today. Please join us again next week as we continue this conversation. All information related to this episode is listed below in the show notes.